Cutting PVC pipe. That's what today's session is all about. Very simple, straightforward. This is the type of tool you use. I have another one here. Same again, there's another one there, so you can use any of those, or you can just use a standard hacksaw to do the same job. Anyway, so this is my favorite one. This is my second favorite one because it's very blunt. This one's a bit for use on the heavier duty type pipe, as it's got a ratchet system on there and it doesn't like it when it's dirty. But anyway, this one here, I don't know if you can see the black part on the blade just on here. That is a Teflon coating that they put on, or a non-slip coating, and it works extremely well with not sticking on the pipe as you're cutting through, so it just makes it a lot easier to cut. Alright, so let me just put this in here and I'll show you how I cut these up. So I know I'm going to be cutting around here. I normally mark what I'm doing, but I don't need to. I just know that that's going to be about my length. There's no method to my madness with this, but all you do is you put a bit of pressure on and you just give it a wiggle and you end up cutting through. I can feel now that it's cutting through, and just wiggle, 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 and gentle pressure, and it cuts all the way through. And if you look at, this one's really blunt, so I'll show you how this works. And I find it very difficult to cut through. I've got to push a lot harder and turn a lot harder. The other thing is, if you look at these, this is the one I've cut with a blunt cutter, and it's got a big burr right on this edge, here, and that will stop you going into the pipe for whatever reason. This one here, you can see there's almost no burr on there, and it's been nice and neatly cut. Alright, I don't know if you can see the difference, but blunt cutter, sharp cutter. And that's how you cut PVC with pipe cutters. Just be aware when you do have burrs and things, always just deburr them. Get a bit of sandpaper or a file or something, a bit of stone, rock, whatever it takes. Sometimes I don't have any of these things and I just use a bit of concrete, and that seems to do the job. And you just take the loose ends off the inside here so that nothing goes through the hole to the other side of the pipe. Anyway, that's it. Have you ever had that happen to you when you've been cutting PVC? Now, I have quite often, and it's normally when I'm in a bit of a rush or I've pushed too hard and it's just cracked it. So one of the things you can do and be aware of is when you do cut, cutting your parts, let me get there, I'll get somewhere. As you're cutting and putting pressure on it, you don't want to put too much pressure. So I'll show you what happens when you put too much pressure on it. That's what happens when you've got a product that's very sharp and it just cuts straight through. Here's one that I've prepared earlier. It's a blunt piece, and I'm just going to go. Oh, the day when I try not to do it, it doesn't want to play. Anyway, these are the sorts of things you want to avoid. But what also can happen when you do have a blunt cutter, sometimes it chips your pipe like this, but also cracks it long ways down here. And that's what you don't want. You want to make sure that when you do your cuts, they are nice and neat, and you take your time with your cuts. Now, one thing as well you can use these for is for the ends of your poly pipe. Let me just get a piece. Okay, just to be aware, this isn't the right size, but this is your poly pipe, and it's just the idea. You take your piece, fold it over like that, and that just goes straight over the top. Now I use 20mm PVC for 13mm poly pipe. It's a bit of a squeeze to get over the end here, but it works. This is actually 25mm PVC, and it works perfectly well with 19mm poly pipe, and you do the same thing, and all you have to do is just oval it like that, and then it should push straight on, and that's it.